Hi, I'm Sophia Thompson. I'm a junior, so class of 2026, and I've been at Fieldston since pre-K. What does the philosophy of the college process mean to you, and how have you seen it change over your time here at Fieldston?
One of the main things I know about applying to college is that it's intense.
Yeah.
There's a lot of anxiety around the process. There's a lot of fear of the unknown. There's a lot of trying to make sure that everything you've done leading up to this point is perfect for college.
Yes.
And I'm not judgmental of it. And I think this is the right time to pause and reflect on who you are as a student and who you want to become, and also allowing there to be enough questions you leave unanswered.
Taking aside time to think about the student I've become is definitely will be a gratifying process for myself.
It's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's like you're hitting your highlight reel in a lot of ways, but you're not also ignoring some of the things that maybe didn't go the way you want.
Yeah.
You're just putting it in perspective.
Is there something about Fieldston students in particular that drew you to
They were the main driver. They were the main driver. There was always just something different about Fieldston kids. They tend to take community really, really seriously. They care about the sense of community that exists in almost anything. And to be frank with you, that is what colleges struggle the most to pull out of the application process. It's not actually the easiest thing to find out about a kid. But for Fieldston students, it's actually always the most obvious thing about you. I will also say one more thing. At Fieldston, you're just as likely to be an engineer as an artist.
Yes.
Or both.
God. Yes.
Right?
I am in jazz, and I am in Rube Goldberg and part of AIM robotics. And I find myself with the set out clubs time. This allows me to be a part of a club, and then I can also after that go to sports. Also narrows down maybe where I would want to go to college, because it's finding places where you can
be all of who you are.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
I know I'm getting my college counselor soon.
Yes.
What does this timeline look for me in my second semester, and I guess going into next year?
The very first thing we do is have a family meeting. So it's you and your parents and your college counselor, and you sit down, you just really get to know each other. After the family meetings conclude, we go right into one-on-one meetings, right? One of the very first things we start doing is thinking about what kinds of colleges and what kinds of things you might want out of your college experience. We can start recommending colleges to you. You do research on them, and we slowly start to build your college list. As we get deeper into the spring, we're more focused on preparing you for the application process itself, right? So beginning to piece together each bit of your application so that when it actually comes time to submit it later on in the fall, when you're a senior, you're more so distilling from what you already have as opposed to having to reinvent things, right? And then we talk about all the different other aspects of your process. Maybe you're someone who wants to be an engineer, which I suspect you might want to be. Yes. And that's something I do for the entire class. We want to have a sense of who you are, where you might be leaning academically too. So we start to talk about majors. Yeah. Right? And then summer is often a time for you to do whatever it is you want to do. I'm a big believer in taking good breaks.
Yes.
So we want you to have a break, but we also are available all summer. And so when the fall comes around, you're a senior.
Crazy.
I know. So we do all that dreaming with you in the beginning, and then we start to put direction to those dreams, right? And then we actually start to make good on the dream by making sure you apply to the places that have the dream you want, right? So we build a list that's made up of all different kinds of things, and that concludes in the fall. You hit submit on those applications, and then you wait.
It's a culmination of our time, and
it's a culmination of your time, and that is how I would like you all to look at it, because you're all going to go somewhere great.
Yeah,
all of you.